Welcome back, guys, to Building Our City. In the last episode, we built this main street here, and now, in this episode, I think we will get started on some of the buildings. Yeah, so I'm going to add sidewalks now. So if I fill from here to here, I should just be able to fill. And why does it only do andesite? Light gray just looks better, I guess. I'll just do light gray. And yeah, so I think that this looks good, despite it being, it's 2 blocks diagonal here. But I feel like since it's diagonal, it technically is longer, right? So I feel like that seems good. And so I'm going to put it on this side, but then now that we have that, I can export this as a normal Minecraft world, and then I can start building buildings on it. Okay, so there we go. We have both of our sidewalks down here. So now I think I can just export this as a playable world. So I believe now if I go to normal Minecraft, yeah, so here we can see I have a city. Okay, we are now here in a normal creative world, and I can start coming up with ideas for a building I could put here. So this is going to be kind of typical downtown buildings where mainly the front looks good while the other sides, you either can't see them because there's buildings around it or they don't look as good. So what I think I'm going to put down first is a cafe. Now what I'm thinking I could do for this cafe, I think I'm going to build it out of tuff. Okay, so building diagonal buildings might be a bit of a challenge, but I think it should be fine. So I'm gonna make it a width of 7. The door can go here. And then, let's see, I'll just grab glass, and what if I put glass here? I think that should be good. And I feel like the pale oak door I really like. I think it fits with a lot of stuff. So sadly with this diagonal, I'm gonna have to make it like a double door, like similar, yeah, like that. Okay, so now I gotta figure out how long it should be. So of course you need the part where people eat or drink, you know, so that could be the front here, and then maybe you order at this desk that starts like here and then goes to there. And then there's like a back room with also a bathroom. So I'll make it 1 more wide and then I'll go across. That seems like a pretty good width for this first building here. Okay, so now this store front, I'm thinking, what if I make it like slightly fancier than normal? Yeah, I think that looks pretty good as the front. Think of it like an old building that's now been turned into a cafe. It's just an old downtown building now. So now I'm just gonna build the side. Obviously the side will be either a very thin alley or covered by businesses on both sides. I'm thinking it'll just be surrounded by businesses, so it doesn't need to look good. But for the roof, buildings really only care about the front. So for the roof, it's just a generic block. So I'm just gonna put andesite because I feel like that looks good for a roof. So here's the roof. We kind of have the like ventilation, the things that normally go on roofs here. And so now let's work on the inside. Okay, so I've made the floor here, and I've made a very basic counter so far, and so it's coming along. So this menu looks a bit weird, but that's just because it's at a diagonal, and you can't place signs that are like facing each other. I mean, actually, I could just... How's that look? I think that actually makes sense. So now I've made the seating over here. We have, you know, the counter, I guess, kind of seating, and then we have some chairs, and then back here I have the stand where they would make the coffee. So we actually have cocoa beans here. I kind of gave this place a jungle theme because cocoa beans kind of remind me of coffee beans, you know, I guess. If you think about it, they're brown and stuff too. And then of course we have brewing stands. We have this, which I put a potion in, and it looks brown, you know, kind of like coffee, and then like a hopper, and then cups and sink. And so yeah, I think that this actually looks pretty good right now. It doesn't have a bathroom in it. Maybe I could add an extension to the back to add one. Alright, Alright, here's our bathroom. It's definitely a crammed bathroom. But yeah, we got the toilet. We got the sink. Oh, I should probably put water in the sink. That might be helpful. And this is kind of like a mirror. I think this is the closest thing this is the closest thing I could think of to a mirror. Unless, ooh, I might have an idea. Okay, so I have made a map that's completely empty because I didn't look at it while I was in the area. And boom. I think this, I mean, it just widens the frame, and yeah, I think this actually looks a lot more like a mirror now. I think this is the cafe. And if I look around it, we do have this sticking out, but maybe I'll make the next building a bit wider instead of being as long, because then it can just go up against this, right? Actually, one last touch. I'm gonna add the sign. Alright, and the name of the store is MC Java, you know, Java Coffee, but Minecraft, Java, yeah, you get it. So yeah, that's the first building done. I've not really worked with diagonal buildings before. But let's get work on the next building. I'm thinking maybe we could do an antique store. Okay, so for this antique store, I'm thinking we are going to do a copper-based palette. And I want this antique store to... I thought about it, and I actually want it to be thin but long, and I'm going to have it have a basement. Because I can make that basement as fast as I want to, essentially. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking for the front, right? We have cherry doors for absolutely no reason. This building is gonna be kind of weird, right? Absolutely no reason we have pink doors, but I think it'll fit. And then we have this grate instead of windows. Okay, so I really wanted this building to feel like it's been here for a long time, right? And so I added some texturing, like the granite here, and the copper blocks here, and some more weathering down here. And I actually added a detail at the back. I don't need to detail the sides. Actually added a detail at the back that I really like. We have copper, but then we have this new resin block, which just makes it look... I don't know what's going on there, but it makes it kind of look gross. Like, what could that thing be, you know? I mean, you can kind of see that it's like a levels of weathering or damage, but who knows what that could be. So now I'm going to do the roof and the interior. So first off, we have the roof. You know this place does not have air conditioning, so I don't need to add that. But let me just walk you in here. Yeah, we have the ugliest color of flooring ever. As I said, this place is weird. Pink doors, the ugly flooring, and the building is just super old. But you know that if you go to this place, they're going to have every single thing in existence that you would ever need at an antique store. So now I'm going to figure out this interior. So I've added the front desk here with the terribly colored chair, and eventually I'll add more. But then I also added these stairs, and I haven't finished the basement yet. I have barely started, but these stairs, you have an 100% chance to hit your head on both that and the lamp. And I just thought this was so funny, because it's like, I bet the person who owns this antique store is like 4'10" or something, so it can just go down here no problem. But then you have to like kind of duck to go down to the basement. Oh no, we've hit a leak. Okay, so here's the basic layout of the basement. It's not that spacious, but it gives me more space. Alright, so this actually comes from an experience I have. So picture this. It says, please ask for key, right? You go upstairs, you ask for the key, and they're like, oh yeah, the bathroom's in the blue room, right? And so you open up the door, and yeah, it's definitely a blue room. Yeah, I love building this. This is funny. That's a weird noise. Okay, so I'm just doing the interior here, and I added this barrel with the sign that says keys, and you just look in it, and there are just random keys. Like, who would buy keys? But I feel like this is just something that would be the case. There would just be a barrel full of keys that you have no idea what they would go to. And I bet then there would be people who would buy them for no reason, but they would just buy them. I like to imagine that anytime anybody asks about these skulls down here, the owner of the store just says, oh, like they're replica skulls or something. But everybody knows that they're not, because why else would you have to ask to buy them if they were replicas? In this antique store, I like to imagine everything is for sale. So you can buy the stuff that's inside the pot, or you can just buy the pots. And here are the broken pots. So here is the spare parts barrel, also known as the tetanus barrel. And yes, we have like netherite scrap in here, and like a heavy core. It's pretty random. And this one's asked for price. The keys are $5 each. Who would buy a key for $5? I don't know, but I know there would be someone. We got the tool rack. Want to buy some arrows? So down here, we got all of the candles, and if you notice, the pink only has one. Well, if we go up here, yeah, the shopkeep may or may not have just taken the pink ones. The morality of this fish tank, it's definitely questionable. I might have put too much in there. Now this is the real reason people come to this. They have illegal fireworks. Now they should definitely get this checked. Now of course, you have to have the chest full of scratch-off tickets, and also full of cigarettes. You gotta have the store cat, which means you also need a scratching post and some food. First $1, and I think the store is finished. So let me just walk you through here. I mean, I've already shown you most of the details. We have like the paintings, you walk in. The most impressive stuff is right here, you know, like you got the old bell, you got the jukebox. You have the keys chest and spare. Oh, I actually forgot to add stuff to this chest. Hold on. And now we have the plants barrel. But okay, to continue our tour, tread carefully. We have our pots, which are for sale, but also have stuff in them that I don't know how to access. And then we also have the broken ones in here. And then we have some books, such as this one. War Declaration, don't ask how they got that. These chests have book surplus. We have the tools. And then you go downstairs, you find the candle collection. Turn around. Oh wow, how did you get these? Dripping ceiling. Got the single candle with the mushroom next to it. The illegal fireworks stock. The fish. You go into the bathroom. I removed the ask for key sign because you want them to be confused. And then you go into this ugly blue bathroom. And that is the building. I love this building so much, actually. It really just screams, this is an ancient antique shop. Now the only thing left is the name. Okay, so we have the old downtown, gifts and antiques, and fireworks. But it's in parentheses, so the police won't notice. So I think these are definitely the only two buildings I'm going to be doing in this episode. But in the next episode, I'm going to be adding a lot more buildings here. And maybe I can do something with this riverside here. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But if you guys want to see more of this, please subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.